Alrighty, so we are back with another trade recap. It's Thursday, October 20th, and it is almost 3 o'clock, 2:49 p.m. So I just wanted to go over the trades that I had this morning. I didn't stay too long into the markets. I did start with a small cap, AMPX, and of course my luck ran to the ground, so I went red on AMPX. I took 2 trades on it. Only used a small loss in comparison. So what ended up happening was the news yesterday, the company AMPX Technologies, they one of the first to be funded for like the Biden administration, the bipartisan infrastructure law. So I'm sure that got the company's name out there a little bit more. And anyways, it popped up yesterday. So it was a continuation play, and it hit a high yesterday of 1152. And then this morning it hit a high of 1130s and then pulled back, and I took it for the full dollar break, or I tried to. So I first got in at 11. I got in at like 1101, and I was going to add for the break of like 1110, 1115 into the break of 1130, hoping for 1155 retest and maybe even a 12 into the open. But I got stopped out. My stop was at the low of this support at 1065, so I took like 150 or some odd loss on it, but that's okay. And then my second trade came back up, popped up. I mean, you could have taken an entry off 1070, but I didn't really see it till it came back up to this consolidation period, and I took it long at 1088, and then I added when it popped up to 1095, and I was like, oh yeah, this thing is hot. Let's go in for the break. So I took it at 1095, and when it started to base out around 1115s, I sold the average sell is between 1107s and 1105s. So not the best exit, but I did get like 100 and some odd bit left over. So then I just left it alone. I knew coming into the open, most of the time it just sells off, and I didn't want to be a part of any of that, which clearly was a good idea. I mean, this thing didn't really do anything the rest of the day. It's disgusting. So after those 2 trades, I jumped over to the SPY. That's not the SPY. That's the SPY. And I took 3 more trades, or 3 or 4 more trades. And my first idea off of it was these 2 channels. This is a 1-minute chart, and normally I trade on a 2-minute, so I can move to the 2-minute here. I trade with a whole bunch actually. I traded with 4, but just for the ease of the eyes, we'll just look at one chart here. So here's the 2-minute, and I noticed that this kind of consolidation period between 369s and 368s, if you will. So I said, okay, if it breaks this pivot at 368.70s, I can take it long, or I can wait for the break of this resistance level, of this consolidation and the support here, and then take it through this window, this gap window. So that's exactly what I did. So once it broke the highs, I took a small position, 5 contracts at 368.30s, and then I added into the break of 368.70s, and I ended up selling into the break of this. So let's move back to the 1-minute, because it kind of just shows my entries a little bit better. Oh boy. Here we go. So starter, added, and then sold into the peak of this 369 area, right at the whole dollar. And then my second spot that I traded was right after this consolidation here. Let it retest, pull back, double top. I didn't end up taking that. Watch it pull back. That was aggressive. I thought we were actually going to come back down for the day, but we ended up bouncing back, and that's what gave me the conviction to take this long again. It's like, wow, that supported the 50 and the support consolidation area here. If it breaks, I'll take it. So I did. I took it here, and I added into the size probably 5-10 cents higher, and then sold into this next resistance level, this 370 key area. So there's another quick scalp. And then my third was actually this trade right here, and it was a put. I wouldn't say it was a lucky put, but I knew it was a quick scalp. So I was getting close to the end of the day, and I saw this trade set up. I knew that 371 and 370 area is a major consolidation area we might reject. So when it bounced lower than 371.50s on this candle, I took it short, and my goal was to hit this support line, and I believe I got out around there. Once it touched, I wanted to see if it broke, but it didn't. It bounced quickly, and I just got out. So that was another solid win. My last trade of the day was through, not at high of day, but to the point of high of day. So when it came right back up and curled, I took a starter and then added for the break of high of day at the time, and then sold into this key resistance area, and then I was done for the day. So those are my 3 trades. 3 different contracts, 2 calls, 1 put, and then AMPX. And then good thing that I stopped, because it started to get really kind of crappy. I mean, after I hit my 400 target, which is just about 2% on the account, on the first day, I wanted to take it easy. I would have thought this, the target that we saw was reached. So it's time for a pullback, and when it pulled back hard, and it never recovered, and it actually sold off and made new lows on the day, which is really sad. So going into tomorrow, actually, we'll just do this quickly here. Kind of want to hide those just for a second. So this is the 4-hour time frame. You see that we're just at this is the 50 EMA. We just broke below it. It looks like we retested this here and we failed. So we can see for tomorrow, if it's a wedge pattern, we can see a break back up through the highs. Maybe, who knows? This was our false break this morning. A false break, we could see 375s, or we can see a complete rejection of the 50 period and then sell back off towards the lows of 356, 355s. And then if that breaks, obviously, then back down to 350s, 348s area. That's where you should be watching. But we'll see. If it holds just kind of like this area, it might stumble across here, might consolidate more, or it might just full on break down like this. So we'll have to see. But these are the areas that I'm watching. This is a 1-hour chart. If it rejects this area, 367s, 370s again, we can look for a swing short, or just a couple day trades short for the next week or 2 coming. But one day at a time. Tomorrow's Friday, so it might be free fall Friday. The market might be really wonky depending on the earnings. So definitely keep it light, keep it tight, and I will see you at the open.